Hey guys, Personal Defense, and here in front of us today I have a super rare 1911. This is the Kimber SIS 5-inch model. I think this is called the Custom, right? Yeah, the SIS Custom. Alright, so I'll just do a quick safety check. There's no magazine in it. This 1911 belongs to a friend of mine, and he lent it to me so I could just kind of do an overview. I don't think I have any video of me shooting it, but if I do, I'll put it in here. This is one of the most controversial pistols ever made, and it was made in 2005. This is a semi-automatic 45 ACP. The barrel is a match grade barrel machined from a single solid piece of steel, which is supposedly aids in accuracy. I've seen the 4-inch model and the 3-inch model of this. They actually have bull barrels or thicker barrels. This one looks like a pretty standard sized barrel. I don't know if they make a 5-inch one with this the heavier barrel. The website says this is an 8 capacity, and I'm assuming that Kimber ships them with the 8-round magazines. It says that Kimber shipped it with the SIS Night Sights Tritium fixed, but these are Meprolite, right? Night sights. Also, another thing to note about this is one of the only 1911s you'll see with a flat top, like this here. This does have aftermarket night sights. The finish is what they call a matte gray finish, but I know this particular finish was selected because of the high sweat that these weapons would be subjected to with the detectives, doing a stakeout or whatever, sitting in their car. They were always saying they were sweating on their guns so much, and the finish would get tarnished or rusted or whatever. So that this finish on this gun is supposed to battle that. It originally comes with Kimber laminated grips, but this has the Hogue finger groove cobblestone grip on it. The trigger, it says the trigger is a solid aluminum match grade trigger, and you can see here it doesn't have the skeletonized trigger, which is actually kind of interesting, I think, since it has the skeletonized hammer. The trigger pull is real light, nice, smooth. Has a nice crisp break. Wow, 3.5 pounds. The gun is a solid aluminum match grade. The total weight unloaded is 38 ounces, and when this came out, it retailed at $1,427. Nowadays, depending on the condition and depending on what it's got with it, you can get one of these. I've seen them for $1,100, $1,200, and then all the way up to $1,600, sometimes $1,800. This one has all the bells and whistles that a 1911 would have. The extended beaver tail with the bump here, which is supposed to aid in getting a good positive grip on it. It has an ambidextrous thin style thumb safety. It's got the skeletonized hammer, and I read on here that the hammer is a lightweight hammer, which helps with lock time and also helps with accuracy. The slide on this is a stainless steel slide and the frame with a serrated mainspring housing, and they said the mainspring housing is rounded, as you can see here. That was one of the requirements by the SIS guys. When this came out, I know the SIS team from the LAPD had the option of using this if they wanted to, but it wasn't a service issued one. They had to make the choice to, and I think they bought their own. And I think I remember reading that Kimber paid for some of theirs for them to have it, since they had help in designing it. This pistol was met with a ton of controversy when it came out. mostly because it has the SIS logos engraved on the slide. And I'm reading this quote here. Some councilman said it was very disturbing that if any member of the public was shot with one of these, or, heaven forbid, a cop is shot with one, what would be the explanation? And I guess that would be pretty bad if some cop was shot with a pistol that was designed by cops. But and actually, I think they discontinued this because of the controversy, didn't they? And it was discontinued in 2008, I believe. But like I said, it was designed by the SIS guys, as engraved in the slide, which stands for Special Investigations Section. And those guys deal with the most violent and most armed up street gangs. They were called a new breed of detective, and they would keep this weapon concealed 24/7. So it had to be good quality, it had to be accurate, and it had to be dependable, and it had to be able to stand up to a ton of abuse. Alright, here I have it broken down. I just wanted to look at the internals just to see if they were any different, or if you could notice any difference in quality, or just the way that it was built. My friend says he has 5,000 rounds to this, which is a ton of rounds through this, and it looks great for that much use, especially the barrel, which is claimed to be a match grade barrel by Kimber. You can see it's got the like the marks on it from the slide and the bushing barrel, or the barrel bushing, but it's still, the bore still looks great, and this barrel actually looks really good. And like I said, it's a match grade barrel. The guide rod is interesting looking. I've never seen a guide rod look like that. And you would think that it has a full length, that it would have a full length guide rod, but they said that one of the SIS requirements was to have a shorter guide rod, so it's easier to field strip, or quicker to field strip. Alright, so I got this SIS back together. I want to mention that this thing is concealed carried daily, and he's carrying it in a leather holster, but there is no, I mean, it looks new basically. There's hardly any wear on this thing. This finish is very, very durable. It's a great finish, and I think this is a great example of a 1911. The trigger's nice, the weight is nice, and the finish is nice. Everything's great about it. It's just too bad I'll probably never be able to afford one. But that's the Kimber SIS.